Drink this. It's my blood. It bridges us all together so that when I stop Jeremy's heart, you'll have the power to stop Alaric's.
I was the one who created your vampire bloodline, therefore I am responsible for your lives. And Tyler's life.
Is that
Caroline's
true?
life. And of course, Abby's life, should anything go wrong.
Or you're just lying to save your ass.
I'm not lying. But go ahead, call my bluff. Let the teacher kill me. You'll all be dead soon thereafter.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe him.
Do you actually think that they'd be proud of you?
Why is he like this?
If you don't side with the humans, you're just as bad as them.
I thought he'd be interesting as a vampire. Instead, he's just a jerk. They're not gonna kill him. That was a nice move.
I thought I'd taught you better than that.
You did.
Oh, God.
Get help.
Do it now!
Wow. So badass.
They made contact. She didn't want you to be immortal, so she tied your life to a human one. Mine. That way you have only one lifespan to kill all vampires, and then you'll be gone.
She's so smart.
So when I die, you die too. That's it. It has to be.
Oh, she's
You're wrong.
so smart.
Am I?
Holy shit!
Elena?
Tyler, help me.
Oh shit!
He needs to go fetch me more empty blood bags. About
Oh,
3
no.
liters worth, please, Tyler.
Tyler, please.
Oh no.
Get Stefan. Please.
No.
Oh god. Oh god. I'm worried about Tyler.
Forget the girl and get the bags.
I don't know what the smarter play is.
So that's it. You're just gonna bleed me dry.
Dick.
Yes.
I said get up.
So does Alaric just have his humanity turned off, or is he bad Alaric? Like, is he good Alaric with his humanity off, or is he just bad Alaric permanently?
You know, Stefan blames me for trying to tear him from his brother. But I think we both know who really came between them.
Oh, shut up.
You? That's why you won't choose. You know once you pick a Salvatore, you'll destroy their bond.
It's not true. Oh god. I thought maybe he was gonna go warn Damon and Stefan, which probably would have been the smarter play. I'm afraid Tyler's gonna get himself killed. Ah, shit.
So much for that sire bond.
I'm not your little bitch anymore. Come on.
Goodbye, Tyler.
Oh! Oh! Good timing! Good timing!
Halioros substitux. Hokoros mikantes.
Okay.
I think she needs some blood. She really shouldn't even be standing. What's happening?
We should get her home before the sun sets.
If I choose one of you, then I lose the other. And I've lost so many people, I can't can't bear the thought of losing one of you. I heard. And you know that sooner or later, you're gonna have to choose, right?
No, she doesn't, actually. She could just choose nobody. That's a valid option.
Thank you for standing up to Klaus like that.
Let's just say it's been a long time coming.
Wait.
I'm surprised you made it out alive.
All right, let's drink.
Carol, what's so urgent? You called an emergency council meeting at this hour.
I didn't call the meeting, Liz. He did.
Join us, Sheriff. I was just telling the council about our vampire problem. You see, the sheriff, a woman we elected to keep our family safe and town secure, has a vampire for a daughter. And our lovely mayor, a son who is half vampire, half werewolf.
What?
So what would happen if they cut off his head? Can they? Can they physically cut off his head? What if they cut him up into a bunch of pieces and put the pieces, like, hid the pieces all over the world?
We won, Stefan.
Yes, I stole that from Buffy.
Say it.
But, you know.
Once more feeling. We won. Well, if she chooses you, I'll leave town and let you two be happy and not be bothered by me.
And in 60 years, we'll go back to being brothers and none of this will have mattered. Right?
I get that 60 years isn't a lot for them, but really, you don't have to leave town. You can just be adults. They are like 160 years old.
Alaric should just kill all the vampires and put an end to all of this. But then that means that Caroline dies.
So that's
And Bonnie
not
loses
a
her mom.
possibility.
Once he carries out his plans, what if he decides he doesn't want to live anymore? And he kills his human connection to end his life.
It's a good point. That would be his next move. Oh, shit. What now? What now? Fuck. Really? First of all, I kind of love Alaric like this. He's so good at being bad. I get... It kind of reminds me of when Klaus was in Alaric's body and how much I loved that. It's a lot like how much I love No Humanity Stefan, right? Like, he's so good at being bad that it's so fun for me. So I'm actually really enjoying that part of Alaric, but I don't want him to be like this forever. I don't want to lose the Alaric I love. So I'm worried because I feel like this can only go one of two ways. They either find a way to bring out Alaric's humanity, right? Because I think some of what's happening with him isn't just that he's lost his humanity because the whole vampire hating thing, right? That doesn't quite make sense. So I think it doesn't quite make sense for who Alaric is, right? So I think that it has a lot to do with the spell and whatever Esther did to him. So I think that he's been being influenced to hate vampires. But I think that if they can bring out, and it would be Elena and Damon who can do it, particularly Elena, if they can bring out his humanity, then he can maybe fight off that programming or that spell or whatever it was that Esther did. And I don't know, maybe Bonnie, I'm always like, maybe Bonnie could do something. Maybe she can do something to break, if it's a spell he's under or something, maybe she can do something to break it. So I think that's like the best case scenario for how to get Alaric back. The Alaric that I love so much. But then I haven't even really had like proper time to process the fact that he is a vampire now, because he's been so different, right? So then, but I think the other option is that they have to kill him, and I hate that option. But yeah, I think that's the only. Hi, baby. I think that's the only other choice. Like, I think it has to go one of those two ways. I thought that they were going to desiccate him and then just kind of like put him on ice, you know, until they figured something out, figured how to bring him back. But then they did a switcheroo and it was actually Klaus, which was surprising, and I didn't quite understand what was happening, because at first I was like, is the spell going wrong? And I was waiting for like the veins and all that. I was waiting for that to happen to Stefan. And then I was like, oh no, they did this just to desiccate Klaus. And the look on Klaus's face when he was looking at Stefan, he was so betrayed. Like, you know, I almost felt a little bad for him there, but I'm really, really glad that he's gone. I think maybe for the rest of, I was going to say for the rest of the season. It's one more fucking episode. But I need a Klaus break. So I wonder, obviously he has to come back in season 4 to set up his spinoff. So, you know, I don't think he's going to be gone forever, but it would be interesting. It'd be interesting if maybe, hold on. Hi. So it would be interesting if he was gone maybe until like the end of season 4 or something. So maybe next season we can have a break from Klaus. So Elena was amazing this episode. She's always so smart. She always figures these things out. I love that, yeah, she figured out that she was linked to Alaric and that she was, you know, willing to cut her own throat just to prove it. She's badass. I want a spinoff where Elena is a hunter, or I want her to turn into a hunter in the show. I would absolutely love that. I think she would be a great hunter. I was a little confused though why they didn't give her blood. She lost so much blood. She really shouldn't. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you could lose that much blood. I don't know. It seemed like she was a little too okay though. And then to be drinking tequila after that, you know what I mean? And painting and everything. I'm just like, maybe go lay down. And she had a head injury too. So I feel like they should have given her some blood to heal her after that. So I thought that was really weird that they didn't. And now that she's collapsed, like, yeah, maybe, really maybe they should have. So I don't know what that's about, if that has to do with just the fact that she lost a lot of blood, if that has something to do with the head injury, or if this is something else. You know, I mean, maybe Esther's spell, like, put like a ticking clock on Alaric. So, like, maybe Elena will start to die and Alaric only has a certain amount of time, because when she dies, he dies. So maybe it's kind of like a ticking clock and he only has a certain amount of time to kill everybody. I don't know. But I found it very bizarre that they didn't heal her. But one thing that I do really, really love is that they keep finding new and interesting ways to both put Elena in danger, but also protect her, like make her, you know, make her somebody who can't be killed, because if she's killed, then somebody else is killed or whatever. They keep finding they keep finding really organic ways to both put her in danger and keep her protected. And I appreciate that because it could feel very repetitive. So I just really appreciate that. I did also like what she said to the brothers about how she thinks, you know, she's being a little selfish, not making a choice, and how, you know, if she chooses, she thinks that if she chooses one, she loses the other, and she doesn't want to lose anybody, and I appreciate that. But why is there so much emphasis on her making a choice? How about she chooses neither? And honestly, that's how I feel. Like, I 100% shipped Delana. Everybody knows that. That's never been a secret. I've been shipping them since, like, I don't know, the second or third episode of the whole show. But they don't have to get together now. So how about she just chooses neither? She just chooses her friendships with these two people. I think that that would be my preference at this point. But I do think that Damon, like, I expected Damon in that moment to be like, to just step aside and be like, you know, choose Stefan, because that's just who Damon is. He's very self-sacrificing, and I feel like he would be the one to just step aside and be like, no, just choose Stefan. So I don't know if that's what he'll do, but I really don't want Stelena back together. Like, I'm so over that. Maybe, like I said, I think that she just shouldn't choose anybody right now. But also, why this whole, oh, well, I'll disappear for 60 years. Like I said in the episode, I get that 60 years isn't a very long time for them because they're vampires, but that would be hurting Elena because she loves both of these people. So she literally said she doesn't want to lose anybody. So how about we be adults and just accept it and not be a dick about it, and everybody can be friends. So I don't know. It's a little frustrating. But yeah, and then Caroline at the end, she's like, well, you have to choose somebody. No, she does not. No, she doesn't. She doesn't have to choose anybody. She is fine on her own. But I did like that Damon and Stefan had a conversation about it. Like a real conversation about it. That part was good. And I liked, again, that Elena talked to them for real and was honest with them. So I like that we're having some communication. I just don't think that... I certainly don't agree with this whole she has to choose somebody, and I don't agree with the fact that when she chooses somebody, the other one's going to take off. I just don't see that being necessary. And I don't think it's actually going to happen, of course. I don't think that we're going to have the show without one of the brothers for any, you know, length of time. But I just... I didn't like it. You know what I mean? But I did like the open conversation. So I guess that's it. One more to go. I'm nervous. I'm worried about Alaric for the billionth time. I want to be hopeful that they're going to find a way to save him. Okay. Well, that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.